Hello, this is Mobile World Live TV. It's great to have your company. Now, we've been hearing from Nancy Brown of the American Heart Association and all about the benefits of mHealth. Well, our next guest can provide his own perspective on the power of mobile health solutions. He's the EU General Manager of AliveCor, a company that turns iPhones into medically approved heart monitors. It almost sounds too good to be true. His name is Francis White, and I'm delighted to say that he joins me now in the studio. Hi, Francis.
Hello.
OK, an iPhone that's also a heart monitor.
Yes, it sounds too good to be true, but it certainly is a reality, and we have now an FDA-approved medical device Class 2 on the market in the US, and soon to be on the market here in Europe with the CE mark that we already have.
OK, let's have a look at it, because it is, well, two parts of this.
Two parts. Well, what we have here is the first part, which is the clever bit, really. It doesn't look much. It looks like a normal cover. You have two silver electrodes and a battery, and inside is a patented wireless technology that talks to the phone. You don't need it clipped in, but it kind of looks nice clipped together.
And that was a standard iPhone? There was no sort of modifications or anything to that? It just clips in?
No, the advantage of this is you do not need to buy a different phone. You can use your existing phone and just clip it in like so, and then it's ready to go into the community.
Let's have a look. So how does it work?
So how does it work? Well, if I turn on my phone and if I load the app here, you'll see I have a screen, and immediately if I put my two hands on the back and I hold steady. So that's your heart rate. This is my heart rate, yes, and it's certainly gone up a bit.
Goodness me! Well, I'm going to let everyone into a secret that we had a bit of a demonstration of this earlier, and actually Francis' heart rate was 65. So that's the power of live television, I think. Exactly. You'll say 86 it is now. But this the line that we're seeing there, the trace, is that just like a generic trace, or is that actually your heart?
Yeah, this is actually my heart. If I start it again, you can just see when I put my fingers on, I get a tracing, I take them off, it's stopped. Right. I put them back on again, and it's ready. It's actually my heart live. And as you can see, it's a significantly higher heart rate than before. Once it's reached a 10-second strip, it stores it onto the phone, and it also wirelessly uploads to the cloud. That means that you can then access that online, or your physician or carer can have a look online.
Can I have a go? Can I just see just how it works? So it is you literally just hold your fingers
like that,
on the back. If I show that there, so that's
hold steady.
That's me. I keep steady. And that's me. Oh, dear me, 92. Oh, there we go.
There you are.
Oh, I'm all over the place. Now, should I be worried about that?
If it was a really irregular rhythm, it could be a treatable condition, but I'm sure that's...
It wouldn't be a very good thing to find out live on television, really, would it?
I'm sure that's not the case here.
So you have your trace. So what happens then to that graph and that stored information?
So this stored information, if I can just show one or two other features here, we have the ability to put in your name and details, other comorbidities or pharmaceuticals that you may be taking. And then, of course, you have the ability to print it directly from the phone, or you can view it as a PDF. The advantage of PDF is that you could zoom in to do measurements if you wish to, or, of course, email it to somebody that may help you. Typically, you know, a doctor or a ECG reading service. So
does the patient or whoever has this device, they actually have to email it? It can't be sort of remotely accessed by
Yes,
by a
it
doctor.
can be. It's automatically stored on cloud storage, but the advantage of an email is that you can send it to anyone. Whereas if you've got to log into the web, then that's obviously your doctor, maybe you select, or your family, friends, that kind of people. But the email can go obviously in any direction.
So, and what about security for something like that? Because that's patient confidentiality.
Exactly.
I mean, we're laughing about what our heart rates are, but that's very serious medical information.
Of course it is, and we've taken the time to make sure we have EU data compliance servers, and in the US, HIPAA compliance is a big deal that we've gone through all that legal procedure. And that delays time to market. I spoke to somebody and they said, yeah, they saw it on YouTube 2 years ago. And it's taken us that time to get through all the legal hurdles and hoops that you need to go through.
But it is now in the market.
It's now
in the
available
US.
in the market in the US and by the end of March in the UK and then across Europe through the spring.
So how's it being used in the States at the moment?
It's used mainly by medical professionals as a heart monitor and a screening tool. For example, if you turn into an emergency room, in that case, you probably have to wait for wires to be all connected to get a traditional ECG. Whereas now, when you're on the trolley on the way in, they can do a quick screen for heart rhythm problems and then maybe wire you up if necessary to see in more detail. Because this is a one-dimensional view. It's quick, it's easy, but it's not a full three-dimensional view that you'd need a 12-lead ECG for.
This is almost like the triage.
It's a triage, yeah.
Right. And how I hope I don't offend you, but how good is it? How accurate? How close is that pattern that you're showing there to what it would look like if it was wired up to the sort of machines that we normally see in hospital?
That is a very important question, and that's why we did a research paper that was published at the American Heart Association and Heart Rhythm Society and ACC, all of the big American cardiology meetings. We've been there with abstracts being published to show this product is as good as a top-of-the-line G machine in a single lead mode. And we also have other data that we publish. And again, once again, we're doing the hard work of doing the medical research. So you can really claim it's evidence-based healthcare.
It's being used on an iPhone at the moment. Is this the only device that your kit fits?
It's the only device our kit fits at the moment. And if you look on our website, you'll see that it's only iPhone 4 and 4S right now available in the US. iPhone 5, which you see first here today, is coming soon, and the Android Universal module will be out in the autumn.
Because it strikes me that it is, I mean, price point wise, which we'll talk about price more in a moment, but the fact that it's so small and so portable, it strikes me that it's developing markets that this could really actually be used in, and therefore you'd be looking at sort of cheaper phones and sort of more entry-level phones.
Yes, of course. You think that the developing market is somewhat behind us, which of course it is, but even in the West, my friend who fell over in the shower dizzy had to wait 6 weeks for an ECG, and then during that 6 weeks period he was banned from driving and had the worry of, will I be okay? And that's in the West, in the UK. And so there's great need for speed of access and reducing costs even in the big Western economies.
And that is where you will be concentrating on for the moment, then?
It's not to say we're going to ignore the developing world, it's just we have to start somewhere. And the developing world is a key importance to us, but we begin in the US and then the UK and then across the big 5 countries in Europe.
Price points, then?
Price points at the moment, it goes on sale in the US for $199. In the UK, we're looking at about £169, that kind of price point.
But will anyone, when it goes to market in other markets other than the States, will anyone be able to buy it? Because that sort of price point, for someone who, dare I say, has got a little tendency towards being a bit of a hypochondriac,
Sure.
you can almost imagine that they would always be liking to check their heart rate, and it would almost be a domestic product.
And there's no reason why not. We hope that the end user, the consumer, will be empowered by this. So whereas before the doctor was remote, sometimes available, sometimes not, you'll have like a doctor in your pocket. And we're building intelligence into this system so that it will tell you more than just the ECG that may take some expertise. We're going to put the expertise into the box.
But where are you going to go with this particular product? If we sort of have a conversation with you in a couple of years' time, what would you like to have seen developed on top of this?
This product will not only just give you a rhythm strip. In a couple of years' time, this product will tell you all sorts of things about your lifestyle, about where you're heading, about conditions that you may go on to get or be at risk of. So prediction is where we're going for.
No, it's fascinating stuff. And I think hang on to it, because everyone's going to want to be checking their heart rates, I'm absolutely sure, before you leave the studio.
Great,
Francis, thank you very much. Now you're with Mobile World Live TV. Coming up next, more one-on-ones with mobile industry leaders, plus our panel on connecting the developing world. Stay with us here in Barcelona.